Welcome back to our channel. Shocking information about whether Meghan Markle's portrait was really removed from the royal collection by King Charles. According to information from the Mail on Sunday, there are no photos of Meghan displayed at an ongoing exhibition, which has caused a lot of questions and controversy. Let's analyze this move further and see if this is a strategy to erase Meghan from royal history, or simply a blatant humiliation on the part of the royal family. Honestly, the absence of any photos of Meghan in the royal collection is a shame. We're talking about a huge collection with millions of artifacts spanning 5 centuries of the monarchy. And not a single photo of Meghan? This really makes me ask, is King Charles trying to erase Meghan from royal history? If so, it would be an extremely strong and somewhat cruel move on his part. The first thing to mention is that the royal collection has millions of artifacts spanning 5 centuries, yet there is not a single photo of Meghan, Archie, or Lilibet on display, which is truly surprising and raises many suspicions. This collection does not automatically contain photographs of the royal family. They are often donated by the photographer or specially ordered. However, it is still hard to believe that among those millions of artifacts, there is not a single photo of Meghan. First of all, we need to objectively look at Meghan's contributions to the royal family. During her short time as a member of the royal family, Meghan seems to have caused more controversy than positive value. The charity activities and social work that she participated in could not cover up the scandals and internal disagreements that she brought about. Meghan, with her strong personality and unsophisticated behavior, was unable to adapt to royal life, for which she was clearly ill-prepared. Meghan only participated in royal activities for 72 short days, but she spent more than 4 years gossiping and criticizing the royal family. Compared to other members, her contribution is too little. This is similar to the case of Kim Kardashian and Kris Humphries, whose marriage only lasted 72 days, but the divorce was much longer. Furthermore, the absence of any photos of Archie and Lilibet is also notable and could be a strategic move by the royal family to erase Meghan's image from royal history. Second, Meghan and Harry's constant criticism of the royal family in the media has seriously damaged the image of the royal family. Meghan has not hesitated to speak out about the injustices she believes she has endured, but the reality is that she has not contributed enough to warrant such criticism. She spent more time bad-mouthing her husband's family instead of focusing on the work she needed to do as a princess. Meghan's lack of respect and gratitude towards the royal family has eroded public sympathy for her. And of course, the royal family won't want pictures of Meghan or her children in your historical collection when she has accused you of racism. Retaining images of Meghan and her family in the royal family's historical collections amounts to legitimizing the accusations and damaging the royal family's reputation. Furthermore, their presence in the collection would raise unnecessary controversies and conflicts, giving the public and the media more reason to criticize the royal family. Removing them from the collection is not only a logical step, but also a move to protect the honor and prestige of the British royal family. Well done, King Charles. This decision not only helps the royal family maintain dignity, but also sends a strong message that the royal family does not tolerate baseless accusations and betrayals. Next, we cannot ignore the fact that Meghan chose to leave the royal family, but continued to use her fame to make money. This was an act that many saw as treacherous and opportunistic. Meghan has left royal duties but is constantly exploiting her royal connections to enhance her reputation and personal gain. This not only lost the trust of fans but also made the royal family feel betrayed. Furthermore, Meghan's lack of patience and decisiveness led to many wrong decisions, harming both her personally and the royal family. Meghan always wants to be acknowledged and respected, but the way she behaves is completely opposite. She does not show the patience and responsibility of a royal member but instead shows a lack of consistency and pride. Meghan's constant change of mind and inability to maintain her stance only makes others more doubtful about her abilities and loyalty. The absence of any images of Meghan, Archie, and Lilibet in the royal collection may be the royal family's way of erasing their existence from royal history. This can be considered an extremely strong and decisive step from the royal family. Meghan and Harry have left their royal duties but continue to use their royal fame to make money, which is certainly unpopular with many people in the royal family and the public. They have transitioned from being dutiful royals to becoming celebrities, always looking to exploit their fame to attract attention and build their brands. This is not only a betrayal of trust, but also a disrespect for traditional values and the responsibilities they have been entrusted with. Ultimately, if King Charles has indeed removed Meghan's image from the royal collection, it could be seen as a sensible step to protect the reputation and integrity of the royal family. Meghan has done many things to harm the royal family, and removing her from the collection could be seen as an action to affirm that the royal family does not accept those who do not respect and contribute positively. Poll. This is a strong and clear message that the royal family will not let anyone harm their honor and traditions. What do you think about the possibility that Meghan Markle will lose all rights and fame if Harry's title is stripped? How will this affect her status and influence in the public eye and social events? Can Meghan maintain her influence without her royal title? Do you think this will significantly weaken her presence in social activities? And finally, what challenges will Meghan face when she is no longer protected by her royal title? She doesn't have any titles, principality, etc. is Harry's. Remove his title and she won't be able to use any more titles. This means that any rights and fame that Meghan Markle gets from the royal family is completely dependent on her husband's title. If the royal family decides to strip Harry of his title, Meghan will lose all titles related to the royal family. This not only reduced her influence and importance in the public eye, but also weakened her position in social events and activities. No longer able to proudly be the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan will have to face a new reality where she is no longer surrounded by the royal title and must rely on herself to maintain influence. I would be happy if Harry, his wife, and his children were completely erased from the royal family and royal history. This not only reduces the scandals and controversies they have brought but also helps the royal family become more pure and dignified in the eyes of the public. If there is no longer any trace of Harry, Meghan, and their children in royal history, it is possible that the controversies and conflicts related to them will gradually be forgotten, helping to restore the image and respect of the royal family. British royal. Furthermore, this will also send a strong message that the royal family does not tolerate acts of betrayal and harm to the family's honor. It's time to erase all traces of this horrible character who only causes suffering and controversy for his own gain. Entering a family and lying to the world about that family is disgusting. Delete all of that. They are going too far. This is my family, and I can never allow anyone to speak ill of my family and still be with that evil, brainless person. It will never happen. Ultimately, completely removing them from the royal family would put an end to unnecessary rumors and gossip, bringing peace and stability to the royal family. Do you see how this was not simply a random decision, but actually part of a larger strategy to restore the royal family's image? Do you think the absence of images of Meghan and her children is a sign that the royal family is trying to create a cleaner image for their brand, removing what could cause trouble in the future? Exactly. Meghan's absence from the collection is not just a logical calculation, but actually a strong message sent to the public. The royal family seems to be trying to project an image of purity and trouble-free, especially since Meghan has made negative statements about them. They seem to want to erase every trace that Meghan left on the royal family, creating an environment where they can control and preserve their perfection. This not only reflects a lack of respect for Meghan, but also shows the royal family's lack of honesty in maintaining a relationship with her. They may want to erase Meghan, but they cannot deny that she was once a part of the royal story. Trying to remove all images of her is not only cruel but also unfair to her and her children. Furthermore, if we look at other outstanding photos in the collection, such as those of William or Diana, we cannot help but feel the irony here. Not only was Meghan left out of the collection, but her children were also not photographed. This is truly an act of erasure, devaluing the people they have recognized in the past. Meghan's portrait should definitely be removed. In my opinion, she did nothing but try to destroy the royal family from the beginning. Meghan Markle not only did not contribute anything to the royal family, but also continuously created unnecessary turmoil and controversy. Her and Harry's actions have caused serious damage to the honor and reputation of the royal family. Therefore, it is necessary to remove Harry from the line of succession and eliminate the titles of Duke and Duchess. King Charles, the time has come to take strong and decisive steps. Go to Congress and demand these things. This decision is not only to protect the royal family, but also to send a clear message that acts of betrayal and disloyalty will not be tolerated. This is the necessary time to reassert the power and dignity of the British royal family, and to ensure that only those who are truly loyal and contribute to the royal family are worthy of standing in the line of succession. I would be happy if they removed Meghan from the historical archives. Her presence in royal historical documents only detracts from the value and prestige of these collections. I don't know if the Markle children were born from Meghan's body or through a surrogate. This is a questionable question, and needs to be clarified before any decisions are made regarding their inclusion in the historical archives. Great. If this is done, it will demonstrate that the royal family does not tolerate ambiguity and lack of transparency. The royal family needs to maintain high standards of truth and clarity, not allowing unverified information to affect their legacy and values. This would be a strong and decisive step, affirming that only events and individuals of real value should be recorded in royal history. Do you think that Princess Anne changing the age of inheritance to 45 and Charles taking custody of Harry's assets are correct and necessary measures to protect royal assets from abuse and control from Meghan? Given that Harry has admitted to using drugs and having mental health problems, are these measures strong enough to prevent Meghan from taking advantage of Harry's condition to control finances and appropriate assets? Royal. That's right. Princess Anne was responsible for her grandfather and grandmother's inheritance, and decided to change the inheritance age to 45, to prevent him from receiving this inheritance immediately. This seems like a smart and prudent move to protect the royal family's assets from negative influences and mismanagement. I believe that this money is being closely guarded under the monarchy, to ensure that it will be used properly and sensibly for future generations of the royal family. Meghan, with her ambitions and calculations, probably wants to take custody of Harry's assets in California. In this way, she can access and appropriate all of Harry's money and control him more financially. This is clearly a strategy to increase his power and influence while limiting Harry's freedom and independence. Given this situation, Charles should take over the conservatorship of Harry's assets, because he has admitted to using drugs and having serious mental health problems. Letting someone like Harry, who is mentally unstable and vulnerable to fraud by minors, manage assets is a big risk. Charles, with his experience and reputation, can ensure that royal assets will be managed safely and effectively, away from outside threats. I clearly remember when Prince Philip passed away, and the royal family released a compilation video of his life. Not a single image of Meghan was included. Notably, in the content related to her and Prince Harry's wedding, the video only recorded the Queen and Prince Philip arriving at St. George. This not only shows a careful choice but also reflects the royal family's view on Meghan's role and influence in the royal family. Perhaps removing Markle's image from the video is a way to implicitly criticize her controversial actions and statements, which have damaged the image and reputation of the British royal family. Well, we can all just hope that Meghan never appears in any royal portraits again. Indeed, her presence in any collection related to the royal family would only diminish the value and majesty of this legacy. If there is a suitable place for her portrait, it is in the trash can, the scrap yard, where unwanted waste is kept. Happily, there are no photos of their children in the royal collection. This not only helps avoid unnecessary controversies, but also protects the royal family's reputation. Thank God, at least only the photos of Harry as a child were kept, and not the current images full of conflicts and troubles that Meghan has caused. Meghan not only brought chaos to the royal family but also broke traditional values that many people still cherish. Therefore, not having any images of her in the royal collection is the right move, helping to preserve the purity and prestige of the royal heritage. Will Meghan go crazy? when she learns that there are no photos of her in the royal collection? Or will she have another press conference to convince everyone that she took a lot of beautiful photos, but they weren't forgotten in a cupboard somewhere? Maybe she will even find a way to invite the media to create new photos, making everyone surprised about her heritage in the royal family. It's very possible. Ha ha ha. I'm sure that if Meghan found out that there aren't any photos of her in the royal collection, she wouldn't hesitate to provide hundreds of photos to prove their existence. She may participate in a selfie gallery with self-portraits she has taken at social events to assert herself and try to prove that she still has a place in the hearts of the royal family. But I doubt that the royal family has actually seen any photos of the kids, since they don't appear to exist in reality, but only in Meghan's imagination. And do you know why pictures of Meghan and the kids aren't on display? Who knows if those children are real? Is there a logical reason? Is Meghan invited to the inner circle of family events? Meghan has proven to have no loyalty or trust, still needs to be the center of attention when arriving late. There are no records of the children, unanswered questions, no DNA samples to test including Harry's. Some family members have barely seen one child and some have never seen the other. There are any witnesses in the US who spent time or even saw the children. Usually, parents find it difficult to spend a day without their little ones, but Harry and Meghan seem to be away from home a lot. They should put them in boarding school so they can interact with other children and have teachers who show them affection they may not get at home when their parents are away. Explaining how the baby bump moves, transferred, or did she actually give birth when her belly reached down to her knees? Harry and Meghan should realize, yes Harry, by blood, once we have your DNA sample, you are the king's son. By your actions you and your family are not royals or part of the monarchy. Why admit Harry and Meghan when they have no respect for the royal family and want to make their own money and fame? So far to the detriment of the royal family. In the few short years Meghan has been on her own, everything else she has done so far has proven to be a failure. People tease and laugh at her when Meghan always asks for money from the royal family, when she wants the British people to pay for security while Harry gets a job and hires your own people. If you're so worried about security, her family's security, Meghan's unwillingness to follow tradition and protocol was an embarrassment to the Queen and Prince Philip and made their final years miserable and perhaps even more stressful. Straight will shorten their lives. Meghan seems unchanged, and why would the royal family want to entertain and endure the bad memories of the past and the headaches that are sure to come with your visit? Harry, are you proud of yourself? Harry, do you see? Some of your family members are unwell and don't need the extra stress you'll bring. The royal family is doing the best they can with their duties to the public, and the public has more sympathy for the royal family than you. And they know the royal family is working and managing with additional duties and is doing the best I can. Harry, have heart, leave the royal family alone, and they don't need you and the trouble you will bring into their lives. If there were those photos, I hope they were torn up or thrown in the trash, because Meghan doesn't deserve to have any portraits in the royal collection. She has created so much trouble and controversy, from accusing the royal family of racism to the ridiculous things she has said in interviews. It is a shame to have her name on any list relating to royal heritage, for it only diminishes the value and respect of an entire long-standing family line. Meghan, accept that you no longer have a place in this world, and it's best to go back to your selfies in the tabloids. But the fact that there are no photos makes me think that King Charles is protecting Meghan. He was fully aware that if her portrait were published, people would not hesitate to use eyeglasses, mustaches, and beards on her image, turning it into a work of art, humorous art. Maybe they will even throw paint on the painting as a way of expressing sarcasm and ridicule, turning the painting into an unforgettable joke. Those actions will remind her of what is bad, which she did with the royal family and the British public. Thank you for your in-depth analysis. This really opens up many questions about Meghan and her children's future. In relation to the royal family, such a dramatic departure could make Meghan and Harry feel completely unwelcome in this family. This could be the end of a relationship that many people hope will improve in the future. Exactly. Not only are we witnessing a power struggle within the royal family, but also the true nature of how they treat each other. It is a painful lesson about how power can make people forget affection and respect for those who have been by their side. Can Meghan and Harry survive these storms? Let's follow the next developments of this story. Thank you for watching until the end of the video. Please leave your comments below this video and don't forget to click the subscribe button so you don't miss the next analysis from us. See you in the next video.